there wasn't actually any specific thing referenced that I can remember, but I remember like looking at it. This is very like Max. Blade Runner meets Romeo and Juliet, stuff like that. So this is very interesting.
Rocky Horror thrown in.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, and she sings, and I don't know. But yeah, once I talked to Jeremy a little bit more, he kind of gave me some of his musical references, and we kind of started to craft Odessa. And so we looked at a lot of like old Bob Dylan interviews or Tom Waits interviews and PJ Harvey performing, and just like pulled bits and pieces from them. And yeah,
How it became Odessa.
It became Odessa.
So where were you at? Give me the timeline of where you were at, like in terms of the Stranger Things of all, which obviously takes up a lot of time. Somehow, I mean, it's a kind of a miracle all you guys have found so many great opportunities in between Stranger Things, because it's a time suck in the best possible way. So was this between 4 and 5? Or?
This was between 4 and 5.
Okay.
Right before the strike, too. It was like that summer leading up to that. And I think it was always the plan that I would go straight from Odessa to Stranger Things, but then, yeah, the strike happened. So, yeah.
And coming off of 4, obviously, I mean, 4, huge season for you. And not only that, but I would imagine gives you more standing in terms of the kind of parts that you're presented with. So was this kind of like a...
With theatre, you have, you know, depending on the audience, it could be a completely different show. And there were some nights where it was quiet as a mouse, and there were some nights where it was absolutely roaring, and you just kind of take it as it is, really. Like our last show was, our penultimate show was on a Saturday night, so that was kind of the one that we were really excited for, because it felt like we could just kind of leave everything on the floor. And then the Sunday matinee was our last show, and the audience were just, you know, they were so generous, almost to a point where, you know, the show probably was maybe 10 minutes longer than normal, because it was just so much reaction, so much, so vocal. It really is like such a treat to be an actor and to be able to see that kind of reaction and see the fruits of your labor, I suppose.
Who came to see the show that shocked you? I'm sure you had some backstage visitors that were like, wait, they were there? Or maybe you even saw them during the show?
That's a good question.
There's got to be a few.
There were a couple that I was pretty chuffed about. We had, well, on our opening night we had Oscar Isaac, who's obviously a good sort of friend and collaborator of Sam Gold, and Alex Garland as well.
An borderline obsession of Rachel Zegler's too, let's just say.
Yeah, probably. I seem to remember her seeing him on opening night and sort of immediately coming off stage and screaming or something like that.
Sure, that sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah, but that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to see him. I'm sure there were many others that I was, I mean, honestly, I was just chuffed that anyone came to see it.
Yeah.
That was always my kind of reaction, was like, oh, thank you for coming. But yeah, that was cool.
And we have to address, I know you've talked a lot about this. Did you anticipate the fever around the pull-up? Was it when you were in rehearsals, were like, this is going to be a moment in the show?
I thought that it would be
What the fuck?
I'm Kit Connor.
Hey, I'm Olivia Rodrigo. And
hi, my name's Kit Connor, and my thought process behind the pull-up, so Sam wanted me to hang from the bar. That he had this image of hanging from the bar, which was always, going to be something, I think, and there was something exciting about that. But then again, my thought process as an actor was thinking, like, the whole point of the scene is Romeo's trying to get up to Juliet. He's trying to be with her. So I was thinking, if I'm hanging there, I would try and kiss her. I would try and do that. So there was a point where I was thinking, am I going to be able to do that? And then it became something that was, a possibility. So I just thought it was actually a really beautiful way to kind of bookend the scene.
Right.
But I didn't anticipate it to be sort of what it ended up being.
Right.
And we had I remember we had our first, our first sort of open dress. And it was absurd. Like, I remember jumping up and catching the bar, and it was just like this
Yeah.
this scream of excitement from the audience, and I just thought, oh wow, I didn't expect that to be the case at all.
Instinctive. They couldn't control themselves. It was just.
I don't know about that.
You probably heard me scream that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was
Yeah,
you.
well, yeah, I have
thought
a
it was
high-pitched
you.
scream that's very unique.
Exactly. No, but it was, and then the pull-up was just, I never got bored of it. A lot of the time when those things kind of really gain some traction and become a bit of a moment in the play,